All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Chakadash. That belongs to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to all the hopeful elect, pushing out this word in truth and in sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. Sincere Shalom to you, Akim and Akwaf, that's listening and learning and turning back to the Heavenly Father in these last days. This is Brother Dequar from the DC Cap. Come back at you with another lesson. And I'm entitled it, UBI, oh no, COVID-19 UBI and the mark of the beast. And right here on the screen, you have Apostle Todd's video entitled Universal Basic Income, What Ye Say. And he just did this yesterday, you know? And it's pretty much was answering or posing the question, what do you think would happen if, universal basic income, became a thing? And this has been a hot topic. It was introduced by Senator Andrew Yang, you know, last in recent news, but it's become even more of a hot topic during this COVID-19 pandemic. And you can see brothers' comments in here. You see Apostle Ha has right here. You see a clip of it from MSNBC. Where it says it will give Americans breathing room during this crisis. And it says 76% of Americans support universal basic income. You know, and during this pandemic, it's even heightened that discussion. So I got this from the Global Herald. QT Politics. It's a video from Quick Take, by Bloomberg. It says Andrew Yang says universal basic income is more urgent than ever during the coronavirus pandemic. And this is from May the 3rd. Okay. Now, I'm going to play this video, disclaimer out there that, this is just for educational purposes, because you know how YouTube likes to get, this video is on YouTube. I'm going to play it on here. It's only 2 minutes and 57 seconds. I'm going to let it play through. Then I'm going to, make some comments and, grab a couple scriptures, and I'm going to close out. Let me turn this microphone off so don't skip.
We're in a crisis. We've gone through 10 years of change in the equivalent of 10 weeks. I thought universal basic income was a good idea in the absence of this crisis, but it's more urgent than ever. It's literally life or death. First thing I would say is look, you do not need to worry about your material needs, putting food on the table. We're going to distribute money to everyone, and you don't even need to pay your bills. There are many Americans who are in position of desperation right now, but they made a lot of money last year. And I was talking to a restaurateur who looked good on paper, but she is broke because her restaurant obviously shut down. And the fact is, we could have just given it to everyone and then just taken it back in next year's tax returns if we felt like it. I would be reversing the scales, where instead of the vast majority going to big businesses, I would say the vast majority should be going to people. And I would make it as universal as possible, even beyond certainly any level of income, but even whether or not you filed a tax return. If we can find you, we should be giving you enough money to get by.
If we move into this universal push for tracing the virus, how will that impact user privacy, not only now, but moving past the pandemic?
This is a very big problem and issue. And if you're going to reopen any part of the economy and you're going to do it, you would need to have some robust tech tracing and tracking tools. And those things run afoul of what most of us regard as our privacy rights, because it's I don't want you to know if I go to the freaking grocery store. So this is the massive trade-off we need to make. When Joe wins, if he taps me for a high impact position in his administration, I'd obviously be very open to it. I'm passionate about many issues that I ran on, one's obviously universal basic income, but another one is the impact of technology on our way of life. I think that our government has been decades behind the curve on many technology issues. And if there's something I can do to help accelerate our government, I would. I need to help. If you have the capacity to help right now, you need to help. And thanks to the folks who've supported me, I feel like I'm in that category. Step up, come together, help your fellow Americans, because everyone needs it right now. And this crisis is a very, very challenging time, but it's going to show what we're made of. And I hope that we can show that in a very, very positive way. More urgent
Yeah. So a couple of takeaways right there. Well, first of all, you seen them printing that money, which when you go to these comments, when Apostle Hall posed that question, look what brothers is saying. You know, a lot of brothers talking about hyperinflation, man. Let's look that up. Monetary inflation occurring at a very high rate. They start printing that money. That's what's going to happen. Now back to here. Uh, they talked about it being universal as possible. Then they flipped it and said the universal push to trace the virus. All right, and he had went into the robust tech. You would need a lot of robust tech tracing and tracking if people are to go back to normal in the society, man. But he was saying he's against, he don't really want people to be, privacy wise. But he says you will have to have that massive trade off. You see that? So you can see how this universal. Oh, look at this part. This is what I don't want to forget. The main thing that he said. If we can find you, look at it. If we can find you, we should be giving you money to get by. And watch, that's how a lot of our people, if this was to go through this way, a lot of our people going to line up at the door to take it, man. To get this money, because that's why they're putting the squeeze on you. This is pressure from below, pressure from beneath, man. And it's presented to you in a good way. And he said that if he gets a spot, if Joe wins and he get a spot on his team, then one of the things that he was passionate about is what, obviously, universal basic income, but then a lot impact on technology, man. He said the government is behind the curve, man, on how it impacts our way of life. So you can see how this thing is coming together, man. And here it goes. It talks about tracing, man. Matter of fact, let's get that, man. I mean, if you can't see it by now, then you are obviously out of your mind. This is Revelation 13 and verse 16. It says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. He's going to cause you to take this, man. Some people's going to do it willingly. Some people going to do it out of a necessity. Now, if you pushing in all that money into the society, all right, and what if you're able to keep your jobs then? Then it's going to lead into hyperinflation. If the dollar collapses, but then they can, matter of fact, that's another article. Let me get it. If I can find it. A brother has sent me. No, that's not it. Damn it. I gotta see what it was called. This was the video that I was looking up. Look, if Joe Biden made Andrew Yang his running mate, there's a chance he may get my vote. Oh man, where's that? I had it up here. It's Forbes. Let me just type it in. Could Sulaki Akim. I thought I had this up. Here we go. The brother has sent me this, man. This is from April 22nd, 2020. It says digital dollars in Fed accounts could speed up future stimulus checks. All right. There it goes. Digital dollars, man. Because at first, when they first introduced the bill for the CARES Act, they actually talked about it becoming a digital currency. But then they took that out. But now that a lot of people have been getting their unemployment really late, and a lot of people haven't got their stimuluses, they coming up with different ways, man. Now people might be more accepting to it. You know? Stimulus checks have been dropping into the bank accounts of millions of Americans for the past week or so, with mixed results. The speed and efficiency of delivery has been a cause for complaint, with many still waiting to receive their stimulus checks amid widespread lockdowns designed to limit the spread of coronavirus. This could be different if there are more stimulus checks sent out in the future. Some lawmakers have proposed additional stimulus checks, with members of Congress and President Donald Trump indicating further stimulus may be necessary to support Americans and businesses through the coronavirus-induced lockdown. If future stimulus measures are put into place, the U.S. might use so-called digital dollars in Fed accounts to distribute it. Hey, man, this is all by design, like the apostle said. You know, this was actually on Twitter. They were speaking of the Andrew Yang thing. Now look at this. The new Great Depression is coming. Will there be, this is from the New York Times. It says, will there be a new deal? You see that? Let's keep going. Look, why universal basic income could help us fight the next wave of economic, I don't know what it says, of economic shocks. So this is the talk. This is the talk right now. Look at this. They pulling people down from drowning. The first minister speaking on it said the case is stronger than ever as a result. You know? So, hey, man. This is the times that we in. Look at this. Pelosi. Pelosi says the U.S. should consider guaranteed income. So this is them making you depend on them, man. You know? This is all according to design, man. And a lot of it is tracking. Matter of fact, let me get this. Because they want to be like the Most High, man. What's that? Proverbs 15. This Proverbs 15 verse 3, the eyes of the Lord, Yahweh, are in every place, beholding the good and the evil. And this is what he wants to do, man. You know? He's trying to do the same thing. Just like the eyes of the Lord's running to and fro, they want to be able to track every transaction, man. You know, they want to see everything. They want to be like the Most High. And if this thing was to go through, a lot of people would think that shit is going back to normal, but then it's going to be a crash, man. Which makes me think of this. It's 1 Thessalonians 5 verse 3. It says, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman and child, and they shall not escape. So there's no escape for this, man. The scriptures say it's no balm for them. You know? There'll be no balm for them, man. A state of national tranquility. You know? Peace, calm. That's not going to happen, man. You know? Let's see if that's the same word. Firmness, stability, security, certainty, undoubted truth, man. You know? But yeah, you know, just a quick response to the Apostles video, man. You know, and just seeing what's going on in the news. Everything, like the Apostle said, we should be filtering everything through the news. We got the eyes to see it, so we should be standing upon our watching and making note of it. You know? But until the next lesson, Lord willing, this was edifying. I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem HaKadosh. Oh, real quick, because I had posted this in his video right here. It says, Sirach 12 and 17, if adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. And though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. And that's what he's doing, man. He's pretending to help, but he's undermining you. Because you're going to have to get that chip, man. You know, that's what it's going to lead to. So, like I said, with that, I want to give all, never trust thine enemy. I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, HaKadosh.